I'm challenging everybody to come along, join in and do 57 squats a day with us at Fit for Life. And if anybody knows me, knows I hate doing squats. So if I can do them, anybody can do them. Hi, my name is Chris and I was diagnosed with breast cancer in November last year. I'm teaming up with Fit for Life to take on the 57 squats a day challenge for the month of March. So the 57 squat a day challenge represents 57 women a day are diagnosed with breast cancer in Australia. That's over 20,000 of us draw the unlucky lottery and get diagnosed with this horrible disease. And unfortunately, I was one of the unlucky ones that won the unlucky lottery and was diagnosed in November last year with breast cancer.
So how did you find out that you had breast cancer?
I have always been diligent in getting my 2 yearly mammograms, and since I turned 50 I've been doing that every 2 years. So I was due to get my mammogram in July last year. Unfortunately had a few family issues and couldn't get it done, so I got it done in October. And I think about 2 weeks later I got a letter back asking me to come in for a contrast mammogram, which is a new mammogram that they're doing now just to make it more like a 3D picture. And they said, doesn't necessarily mean that you have cancer, but we'd like you to come in because we've found some things that we'd like to go over.
And how did you feel when you got that letter telling that you had to come back in?
Terrified. Straight away I thought I had cancer, and my husband kept saying to me, don't worry, it doesn't mean you've got it. Could just mean that they're, covering all their bases, could be a shady, mammogram at the start or something like that. So I was kind of thinking, no, I won't get cancer. Why would I get cancer? And then did have a little bit of a doubt in the back of my head. But because I hadn't felt anything, I didn't feel a lump, I didn't feel sick or anything, I honestly didn't think it was going to be anything too serious.
So you went back and had the second scan done.
Yeah.
What was the process from there?
So I went to the Maroondah Breast Clinic in Ringwood, and they told me the process was to have the contrast mammogram first, then if needed an ultrasound, then if needed a biopsy. So I had the contrast mammogram, then they said to me, we'd like you to have an ultrasound. So started sort of thinking that's not good, because they said if I had the mammogram and everything was okay, I'd go home. So I had the ultrasound, and then they brought in another doctor, and then there was lots of people in there asking me lots of questions, and they said to me, we need to do a biopsy. And the breast care nurse just sat next to me and she just held my hand, and that's when I started to cry. And then I went in for the needle biopsy and they got that, and obviously had to take it away for testing. But I also then had to go and just have a little consultation with the breast surgeon. So she did a physical examination and found the lump, and she told me that she wasn't surprised that I didn't feel it because she only knew it was there because of the ultrasound. So it was very, very small. And I think I remember her words to me that day were, it's highly likely to be breast cancer. I don't expect the biopsy to come back benign. So after that, I really don't remember what else she said. And then that was the end of the first day of the next few months.
And then when did you have the actual confirmation that it was breast cancer?
On Monday, the 14th of November, I went back to the clinic and it was confirmed that it was a grade 1 invasive carcinoma of the left breast, and there was also another lump there that hadn't invaded at this stage. So they were still going to remove that lump, so it didn't invade, but the one had come out of the duct and had invaded the breast.
So what was the process from then, after you found out that you were diagnosed with breast cancer? What was the process over the next couple of weeks or months from then?
It was a whirlwind. I had absolutely no idea half the time what I was doing. It was just appointment after appointment, going to see the surgeon to find out what was going to happen. She did the examinations, they sent me for an MRI. Unfortunately, the MRI results came back a lot worse than what they thought. There was a lot more activity in the left breast, and then they found a lump in the right breast, so I had to have a biopsy done on that one as well. And then thankfully the right lump was benign, so that could just be removed quite easily, I think. But it was crazy to think that I had cancer. I just wanted to get it out of my body at that time. I just didn't want it in my body at all. And I can't remember. I can't remember what else happened. It just was such a whirlwind.
So what's been the outcome of this whole journey for you?
Lots of appointments with doctors, and they did a lot of discussions because there's a huge team at the Maroondah Breast Clinic. There's not just one doctor that makes a decision. There's lots and lots of doctors. And they decided surgery was the best decision for me. So I had the surgery done on the 19th of December, and about 2 weeks later, I was given the all clear that it hadn't spread, that it hadn't gone into my lymph nodes. They were very happy that they got it all out of my body. I don't need chemo or radiation. I am just on tablet form medication for the next 5 years, and getting back into whatever normality is now.
And how has it been transitioning from going through that experience to trying to transition back into the normality of life?
Sometimes it's been easy, but sometimes it's been hard. Like, being diagnosed and then having to come home and tell your family is really, really hard. Like, that was just probably the hardest thing that I've ever had to do in my life. And especially telling the kids, telling Jess and my son Jacob, it was heartbreaking. And once I got over that initial pain of it, I just kind of put myself in, okay, let's fix it mode. You know, you don't have too many options, I guess, when you're diagnosed with cancer. It's either don't do anything about it, and we all know what the outcome could be there, or get your butt into gear and do something about it. So that's why I'm back here now at the studio and wanting to just continue on with my not only physical fitness, but mental fitness as well, and mental health, and get myself back to where I want to be.
And do you think that your regular mammograms really helped in finding the cancer early?
Absolutely. I just don't know why people would not go and get a mammogram. It doesn't take long. It doesn't cost anything. The service is there for us. I would encourage all of us to go and get the mammograms done. Just get checked, because I didn't think it would ever happen to me. And I don't know why. I don't know why I'm so special to think that it wouldn't happen to me. But yeah, when you sort of get that knock in the face that you've got breast cancer, I just think, you know what, go and get those puppies checked as much as you can.
What's your main goal for this fundraising? Why fundraise?
Everybody fundraise for cancer of some description, and I think probably because now this has hit home and it is very personal. And I just want to do my bit. I want to mainly draw awareness for my friends to get tested. I've had 4 friends since I was diagnosed decide to go and get a mammogram. Thankfully that it's come back, but they hadn't done it before. So it's mainly to draw awareness to that, and have a bit of fun at the same time here, and, you know, dress up in pink and do what we can.